Hi and welcome back to Help Fix My Finances. In this video we're going to take a closer look at the repayment plan and how that will work for you. From our last videos we've come up with a budget that we're happy with. Again, we probably, in a real life scenario, we probably would go and revise our budget so that we have more left over at the end of the year or at the end of the month, or maybe see about how we can reduce this deficit after our first paycheck. But in this case here, what we really want to use is the information that the budget spits out, which is our primary focus should be the credit card, next should be the student loan, next should be MasterCard. And we'll remember what our original balances were, because in real life we'll have copies of our statements in front of us, or we'll also have the budget printed out in front of us. So what we'll do, starting from where we would be on the website, we'll go back to resources and then repayment plan. And debt number one, which is going to be our primary focus according to the budget, if we're okay with that. And what I mean by that is we might decide that the credit card does not need to be a primary focus because the payment's low, or the interest rate is low, or we would rather pay something else, say like the student loan. But in this case, we're okay with the credit card. And our balance when we start this will be $7,500, and the monthly payment that our budget recommended was $271 per month. We'll enter the interest rate. That becomes important when we print out the repayment plan. The next item up would be our student loans, and our debt value there was $12,000, and our payment was, let's take a look, $500, and the rate there was 12.6%. All right. Next up, we have MasterCards. That was $10,000. That's right, and $300, and the rate there I believe was 10.5. Once we're finished with this, if we have more, we can say show more, and it'll bring a whole bunch of other fields for us to enter. And if we need more, just send a request to urgent support at helpfixmyfinances.com, and we can make some concessions for you there. But once we've input all of our bills, the rates and the payments that the budget recommended or that we're happy with, we'll press calculate. And what this does is it gives us a schedule for one full year on where our money should be spent in terms of our debt repayment. And that'll include any excess money that we have at the end of the month. Which is what we see here. Our regular payment on the credit card was $200, but the $71 that we have left over on a monthly basis would get put towards the debt with the highest rate, in this case the credit card. What makes this work, however, is that we have a projected balance at the end of the month, which takes into account the 19.9%, the 12.6% charged on the student loans, and the 10.5% charge on our MasterCards. The next thing is we have an actual column where we will input the actual balance for each of these credit cards on a monthly basis, quarterly, whatever works. But at the end of the year, or sooner, depending on how often we review this, we'll see how far off we are from our projected balance, okay? And that will allow us to determine whether or not we need to make aggressive tweaks or just minor tweaks to our budget or repayment plan. Okay. One of the things that we will have noticed though is that the difference between these two numbers is not 71. This is off a little, but the reason for that is because we're paid on a bi-weekly basis. You multiply that by 26 and divide it by 12 to get the monthly value. Okay, so that's where we're seeing that, as opposed to taking this minus this, or the difference between these two, and multiplying that by 12. That's not how that works. At any rate, this is what we have with the repayment plan, and this is what we'll use to get our debt paid off.